You're talking to the Rolex. Diamond ring. Hit stealing. Wheeler dealer. Limousine ride.
Bottles and bitches believe me back in I be smoking this how we go from all my money is pushing the limit. My high got me going in the flight.
Mission to knock the pillars of this industry on their ass. We ain't reading history books anymore, baby. We writing them. This is what you call a paradigm shift.
Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another
Your
game.
balls are made of pussy.
Let me tell you something. Me and you, one-on-one, no one else around. I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum. And if you don't...
Message for all the refs out there.
You are going to get your fucking head kicked in! Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Yeah, that's right. This the Trill Triple OG. But be it, I'm still repping UGK for life. You know I had to come and rep with my boy Swerve and my boy Flash. It's really going down.
Garbage, top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I'm fly. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Defeated me, you lost your mind. Top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I'm fly. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Defeated me, you lost your mind.
Man, look who linked back up with Swerve. Getting back to that bullet business, the OG. Last time it was low key. This time I'm fully in this, and we ain't taking no shorts. We ain't giving no passes. This time we ain't teaching no classes. We just whooping their asses when you on your back.
Joe, you look like you're not entertained.
I'm entertained. I'm just chill.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the Aftermath. We just ended. I don't even know what to call that, but usually Rocky Reese is the one that's to me. But tonight we got a special guest, courtesies of Bleacher Brothers. The big JQ is up in the building. Joe Quills, thanks so much for accepting the invitation. Welcome to the party.
To help you out. Glad to help you out here.
I gotta ask you. You saw both games today, and there are people that were questioning what happened in Kansas City, the questionable roughing the passer call, I believe.
Two of them.
And then of course we see tonight.
One was roughing the passer. The other one was actually uploaded ahead when Mahomes was scrambling, but we can call it that.
And then on top of that, we see a non-call in the Detroit game. So I'm going to ask the infamous question. Was tonight's game fit so that way Kansas City can win their third? Because maybe the NFL started to realize Detroit is about that life?
There's a certain team that's going to be playing tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the snow.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Team I picked from the very beginning.
You did.
And my Super Bowl matchup is still alive right now, too.
This is true. One of my picks actually is not alive anymore because I did have Detroit actually go into the Super Bowl to win the thing. But the other half is still good because I had Kansas City going to win the thing. But I'm going to ask this question because you are an Eagles fan. You got your Eagles colors on and everything else. And, my apologies. I forgot something. This one's for you, Joe. That is my moment of acknowledgement that I'm going to give you. No, I know the shirt basically may have sat here and threw people off. But here's the question I'm going to have, though. We saw what happened tonight. And obviously, we got to give a big congrats to Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, the Washington Commanders, going into Detroit, silencing that. I hear that crowd, and I actually had gotten off work, and I keep getting score updates about the whole thing. But even with that, I still heard it all, and then all of a sudden, you can hear a pin drop in Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if that happens tomorrow in the Link?
You're going to see a lot of snowballs flying around.
I think I'd rather see the snowballs. Honestly, I'd rather see the snowballs fly around more than the dildos that are probably going to end up flying all over the place, when Buffalo takes the field. And yes.
Well, that only happens when New England plays them.
Well, I mean, the Bills Mafia is notorious for sitting here throwing the most off the wall inanimate object. I'm almost certain I saw a girl actually sit here and pick up one of those and actually put it in her purse. But I could be wrong. But what are your thoughts? You pretty much had more time to sit here and watch the Kansas City game tonight, and you had more time to sit here and see Detroit and Washington. What are your thoughts? Who won the day and who lost the day?
Well, I think, first of all, the injuries finally caught up with the Lions. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And, I think Jaden Daniels and the whole Washington offense won the day. Big win for them. They get to go to their first NFC championship in 34 years.
I think I was a puppy when they were in the NFC championship.
I was in high school.
You were in high school. I was literally, I think I was in second or third grade when they were in there.
Or actually freshman year of college.
Don't judge us, folks. We look young, but we old heads. It's how we work.
Yeah. And I kind of like the gray filling in a little bit here in my goatee a little bit.
I had to shave mine off. Don't feel so bad. In fact, I had my sidekick sitting here actually going with that one. So it makes perfect sense. But who would you feel like lost? Do you feel like Detroit pretty much lost pretty much the day? Or do you feel like Houston? Do you feel like Houston may have lost it because they kept it close?
The referees lost it too.
We're not even going to go. You know what? We're going to go into refs. I'm going to get this out in my system now. There is a thing that comes to me when it comes to the refs. See, the NFL has this thing where they find everybody who tries to penalize, tries to sit here and talk smack about the refs. Here's the thought. The refs can pretty much kiss my ass. That's the nicest way I can put it. The refs can legit kiss my ass. And what are the refs going to do about it? What's the NFL going to do about it? Nothing. They can't fine me. They can't suspend me. Are they going to sit there and fine Troy Aikman too? Because I think Troy Aikman actually was going off about this before I even saw it.
Yeah.
Which now begs the question. Do you feel like the Chiefs got it handed to them on a silver platter? Or do you feel that they earned it?
They got it handed to them. I mean, those two calls that I'm talking about, the first one didn't even hit them. The one that I was telling you about, and forgive me, there's a loud car going by. The second one, it was a friendly fire hit and never hit Mahomes.
Now, I did see the replay of one of those. I don't know if it was the first or the second one, where the Texans players pretty much collided with each other. It was their helmets that hit.
Yeah.
Mahomes is pretty much already down on the ground playing like doing the limbo.
Yeah.
So here's like the biggest thing that gets it the most is that I know there's a lot of people that are actually upset right now because one of our main platforms actually got put in hiatus because apparently some government BS, all that crap.
Yeah.
TikTok actually drove people crazy. It's driving me crazy because I literally almost eclipsed 100,000 followers on that thing, and then all of a sudden the government's like, no. We have to sit here and monitor you. Monitor these nuts. This is only my first. This is only my second-ish drink I've had since I got here.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I'm gonna have is who got screwed today. Let's just ask an honest question. Who got screwed?
Houston got screwed big time.
I feel like Houston and I feel like Detroit. I feel like both teams got screwed. Everybody has been about Detroit versus everybody. I've been about Detroit for everybody. Detroit got hosed tonight because this is a team that is that blue collar. So apparently the NFL was not about blue collar anything. They want that three-peat. They want the Chiefs to win the three-peat. I can honestly say, as a Missouri native, I don't even want the Chiefs to three-peat. I don't want them. I don't want them to three-peat. I put all my chips in and went in on Detroit. I'm probably not the only one. Respectfully to the line, to the Eagles, I'm basically going to keep this as close as I can. I want Detroit to win the Super Bowl because the fact is they deserve to win those things. Oh, you're damn right he's always a legend. Like, come on, OT, you know this. This is the man, the myth, the legend right here. This is the guy.
And if you want to blame me for TikTok because I shared a clip from Also Eligible this morning.
Who would blame you for TikTok? TikTok went down because apparently everybody's paranoid.
I know.
Everybody in DC is paranoid for the dumbest of reasons. I can honestly tell you, y'all like dumb for that. Oh, you're a legend, OT? Okay.
I don't know if you want me to share that video or not.
Why not? I mean, what the hell? Because let's put it like this one. I have already been told that there are certain platforms I can't be on because apparently I rub people the wrong way, which is normal. I go against the status quo. So if you have something that you want to dish out, I mean, if you have something you want to show.
Yeah, well, if you want a preview of what to expect next weekend at Gulfstream Park when we're all down there.
Yeah. I'm very curious about this one.
This is how we're going to be celebrating at Gulfstream Park on next Saturday.
All right, let's see. What the?
Started streaking, and thankfully this is pixelated so that I don't get myself and Bleacher Brothers kicked off of all the platforms we stream on. But
is that you?
No.
How the? Who the? What the? I can't.
You gotta hear. You gotta hear what I. You gotta hear who I accuse of this.
Okay. Let's look. By all means.
But there we go. Here's AJ. Congratulations, AJ. You won. Whatever you won.
God.
AJ, what am I going to deal with? You can tell we're in trouble when we go to Gulfstream next weekend.
What was AJ thinking? What was he thinking? Folks, if you have not followed Bleacher Brothers before, you should follow us now, just because of that. Our owner, illustrious owner, is willing to sacrifice his own manhood, his own pride, to go out on a racetrack, stark raving naked, and post up on something about following us. That should tell you everything you need to know about how big we're going to be.
And probably that video is probably my last show with Bleacher Brothers.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure my last show with Bleacher Brothers was Thursday night when I was talking about anything and everything, but apparently the YouTube execs they got castrated between the time frame when I started the show and when I ended the show or something. Mm-hmm. But I digress. Washington's win puts me at 1-1 now. I picked Kansas City, obviously, and I picked Detroit. Washington now is going to the NFC Championship game, which means that Scooter Magruder's logic becomes a thing because he did say in his NFC East meeting for the wild card edition that there's a chance that Washington and Philadelphia would play for the NFC Championship. And I kind of got to know, did he jinx you guys or did he give you guys some motivation?
I'll tell you what, You think the Eagles want to play a fifth straight home game?
I feel like sports karma has to hit you guys eventually. Behave yourself, OT. No. You be nice. Here's the thing with this. I have no problem with the Eagles. I even admired the Eagles doing what they did in regards to the fan. I never even got yours. I got Reese's thoughts on it, but the fan, you know what fan I'm talking about. The fan that decides to just be as misogynistically ridiculous as possible. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll preface it by saying if anybody who watches my show, I say that I work at Redacted Company. That is the exact reason why I say redacted. Make it as hard as possible for somebody to ID me, because you never know who will record you, and they'll say, find this guy. And then the next thing you know, you got a meeting with HR and you're fired. But he got what he deserved, and he's gone. He's going to be flipping burgers at McDonald's or being a greeter at Walmart. But, and I think the other guy was a douche too, because guess what? He was begging for people on GoFundMe to send him to the game. Now, I thought he was originally from Wisconsin. Here, he was in Chester County, Pennsylvania, near the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania border.
Here's where I stand on it, is that people are sitting here saying that this basically keeps it from running to go to Philly. I'm the guy that would go to Philly. I would talk my talk. I would talk my ish. I would say it. Everything that basically sat here and happened, I would own up to it though. But by the time it's all over, one of two things is gonna happen. Either I'm going to basically sit here and get into a fight and get my ass arrested, or I'm gonna be drinking with these guys singing Sweet Caroline like I did in Boston. It could be that. But the biggest thing is that I live in the now. I live in 2025. Between my wife, who's the most forgiving person I've ever met in my life, because she's forgiven a lot of things from me. I promise you that. There are times when I have been the asshole when it comes to her. And yes, we can say asshole on this air. It does not go sit here and matter much. I'm that guy that will sit here and tell you that Brock Purdy is now in his has-been phase. Yeah, sorry, OT, but yeah, I'm going to call it like I see it. But in any event, when it came down to it for me was that I actually was more pissed off at the fact that he would be that way. And I said flat out, there are Eagles fans that can go like that big, but they don't go there because they're still about respect. Which brings me to tomorrow. I told you sports karma always has a way. Yes, I do. Always has a way of actually sitting here showing itself. And Penn State learned about sports karma. Houston learned about sports karma. Hell, Tampa Bay learned about sports karma last week. So sports karma is undefeated at this very juncture. Philly, I feel like, needs to learn some sports karma only because of the situation with Saquon Barkley. I didn't get your thoughts on it. I did ask you about it. But are you okay with Saquon Barkley sitting out the regular season finale?
I didn't like it, but I understand why. But I wanted Saquon to break the record because Tiki Barber was in the CBS booth, and I wanted to see Saquon do it when Tiki said he's dead to me. But this is about February 9th. This isn't about a record.
In some ways it is. Now the question is going to be, can Philly sit here and make a record? Because as we saw tonight, the NFC has become the most unpredictable conference to go with. We saw Kansas City survive this onslaught from Houston. I feel like Houston had a chance, and the Strouds did have a chance. Now we get to tomorrow night when you have Baltimore with its stacked offense going up against Buffalo and its stacked quarterback.
Mhm.
I kind of gotta know. Do you trust Lamar Jackson more in this situation, or do you honestly trust Josh Allen more in this situation?
Ooh. I trust Josh Allen a little bit more. I think that I think that Lamar has come up small in the biggest games. He came up small last year against Kansas City. He always seems to, he always seems to have that bad game when you need him to come up big. And also remember, Zay Flowers is out, probably going to be out tomorrow.
Right.
So that's one less weapon he has on offense. But he does have King Henry.
I think honestly, that's going to be one of the biggest things. I feel like Derrick Henry is that equalizer. Yes, Lamar Jackson has made himself a good quarterback despite what some big-headed moron Mel Kiper sat here and said when he was drafted. Lamar Jackson deserves to be a quarterback. He was higher up on Josh Allen than he was on Lamar Jackson. I thought that was rather pathetic. Almost as much as basically the guy that was on Dan Le Batard's show who got mad about A.J. Brown reading a book on the sidelines. I thought that was asinine in itself too. But the thing that gets me most about this one is that I see Baltimore be able to go in and beat Buffalo. Because I feel like I picture this as if it was the Rams actually playing Buffalo again and it was a shootout. I feel like this is going to be a shootout tomorrow with Buffalo. But there ain't enough tables, ladders, chairs, or dildos that can sit here and actually help Buffalo win tomorrow night. I feel like this is Baltimore's game to lose. And considering what we've just seen, contrary to what OT's trying not to do, Washington may be more legit than we're giving credit for.
Yeah. But a rookie quarterback has never made it to the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of firsts we've had so far this season. I mean,
I know.
It's been a while since we had, a 2,000-yard rusher. It's been a while since nobody really expected the Rams to be in the playoffs, let alone win the division. Nope, hell. If we were going to be legit on it, nobody expected Washington to do what they have been doing, let alone win tonight when it counts.
Yep.
This is one of those things of where this is the era where anything is possible, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So there is a part of me that is sitting here thinking in my head, Billy might be in some trouble tomorrow, and it may not even be Nick Sirianni's fault.
But the one thing is that Rams defense is so small.
But they're younger, and they're faster. And you cannot take anything away from Jared Verse. He's obviously going to be NFL defensive rookie of the year, in my opinion.
But he shouldn't have opened his mouth about the Eagles fans.
Why not? Some of y'all can be annoying. Some of y'all can be asinine. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. No, wait, scratch that. I'm not sorry. Some of y'all can be some Cardi jagoffs. Some of you Eagles fans can be. Some of the Steelers fans, regardless, you guys are all jagoffs. I'm not even saying that. You guys suffer from unlimited diarrhea. That's what I'm saying. But when it comes to the Eagles, some of y'all kind of suck. Even you can attest to that, Joe. You live there. You even know this.
Yeah, it does suck here. It does. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like that should be motivation because that took all the attention off of A.J. Brown reading a book on the sideline and put the focus on Jared Verse sitting here talking smack about the Eagles. I like it. I honestly, personally like it because at least in that very juncture, it's putting it on the field, which is exactly what the Eagles need and exactly what the Rams need. My biggest thing is, as we saw tonight, the sun can shine on a dog's ass at any given moment, and we could see this tomorrow afternoon. We could, even in the snow.
Or we could see a total letdown by the Rams. I mean, did they play their Super Bowl on Monday night?
I feel like in this very juncture, Saquon Barkley is going to be the X factor. Jalen Hurts, and respectfully, Jalen Hurts played like ass last week. You even have to attest to that one.
Yeah.
He played like ass. I guess he played like ass last week, and it's a blessing that they had Saquon Barkley. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And the Rams would be traveling to Philly. They'd be hosting possibly Washington, which would also suck. But I digress. When it comes down to it, is that in this very juncture, in this very platform, there is going to always be that chance. And as long as there's a chance, somebody is going to get made famous. It might be Philly. It might be Buffalo. It might be Baltimore. It might be the Rams. Somebody going to get made famous tomorrow. And Washington may have set the tone where anything truly is possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, every once in a while you get these years where the seeds do not hold.
True.
And sometimes you get years where it's number one versus number one.
And this year, we may not get number one versus number one. In fact, we're not going to get number one versus number one this year because number one just literally got bitchified by a team that a few years ago didn't even have a name.
Yep.
And
they
yet,
and the line should have gone to the Super Bowl last year if Dan Campbell didn't use his head and say, I'm up 14. They just kicked the field goal. Let me match that field goal. And then we match scores and win by 2 scores. And our logo's in the end zone.
Here's the wild card on it. Detroit practically shot themselves in the foot tonight. Yes, the injuries did come back and get them. But this was a team this was a team of destiny. This was what I called the blue-collar football team. And they had all the good reason to be that because they are the blue collars. And I feel like the Chiefs pretty much would be that Richie Rich upper class that many people want, but they got them.
Yeah.
And right now, when you have a Missourian actually betting against the Chiefs, that should tell you everything you need to know. Because the fact is, I don't want to see the Chiefs three-peat, but I've learned that three-peats do tend to happen. I had to suffer through a plethora of them when the Chicago Bulls sat here and did it in my youth. I had to also suffer through it when the Cowboys went back-to-back in my youth. And the biggest thing is that even with my better half looking right at me with daggers and sais and katana blades aimed at me because of the fact that she just feels a certain way when I sit here and talk smack about her boys, it's gotten to that point now where I want something better out of my Super Bowl because I want Super Bowl to be entertaining. I want it to be enjoyable. I want it to be fun. Tell me it would have been enjoyable with the Lions.
Oh, it definitely would be because the new America's team is in the Super Bowl.
And just to be clear for all those people out there, even though y'all voted for Dallas to be America's team even now, you guys are idiots. These guys haven't been America's team since my taint got released. Give me a break. What? Niners? You know what? I'll let you see for yourself. Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured out, he is a big diehard Niners fan. And usually I wouldn't go ham on the Niners, but damn, you guys are in America's tank along with Dallas right now. Now the only thing that's the saving grace for y'all is the injuries. But let's sit here and keep it as much of a puck as possible there. That I couldn't see that to save my life. And it actually sucks. But we saw the first half. It's not even counting the second half. It's not even counting what could go down tomorrow. Because by the time that basically Joe goes on the air tomorrow, he'll know at least the other half of the NFC Championship game. And if Scooter Magruder's biggest fear, which was actually his biggest fear, was that Philly could play Washington for the NFC Championship. Trust me, every Cowboys fan is literally having a heart attack, aneurysm, tumor, brainstem, seizure, cancer of the anus. Yes, they're having rectal cancer because of that. Every Cowboys fan is probably having rectal cancer because of the fact that we could see Philly versus Washington for the NFC Championship next Sunday. That's what drives them crazy.
Yep.
Not the fact of the Niners being out. Truthfully, the Niners were out after which injury do we want to go with? Ayuk, Debo, Purdy, pick one.
Yeah.
There's no other question about that one. Which brings me back to you because you happen to be wearing that Eagles shirt and it kind of actually rubs me the wrong way just a little bit.
Well, it was unintentional, but
you guys have your tribal chief, and obviously I've got my tribal chief at this moment. I acknowledge him as you acknowledge the Eagles. I'm not going to hold that against you. So, knowing what you saw tonight, do you feel that now that you have this clear path to a Super Bowl, do you still feel confident about the Eagles getting it done in the snow on Sunday against the Rams?
I am very confident in the Eagles. I will give you two. I'll give you two crazy stats about the game. Well, actually, a fun fact and two stats.
Okay.
Well, first of all, the last Eagles Snow Bowl, I think I mentioned it the other night. Matthew Stafford was the starting quarterback in 2013 with the Lions. Yep. Now, the Eagles in the division round are 6-0 in the divisional round at home.
So you're saying there's a chance.
And
Ouch.
in bad weather games, do you know what Matthew Stafford's record is?
Probably 0 for shit.
1-8.
So he's won at least one in snow games. He's won at least one. But here's that biggest thing. You said that the Eagles are undefeated in snow games.
Well, not in
good.
No, not in snow games. Not in snow games.
In the divisional round? Divisional round. Okay. So, if that's the case, what are they like in snow games when the entire NFL fan base is against them? Because in their eyes, one bad apple spoils a bunch.
Well, kind of like what Jason Kelsey was saying at the parade. No one likes us. We don't care.
So, I'm just going hypothetical. And maybe I'm pushing it out there to the universe. Maybe I'm putting it out there in the clouds. What if the Rams become that one and sits in one? Since we're all about throwing up the ones, might as well sit here and make it worth a while.
I don't think it's happening. I think they had their Super Bowl on Monday night.
I feel like, honestly, being able to beat a 14-2 team is good for them. I feel like beating the Vikings, especially when everybody and their mama actually picked the Vikings, and this is everybody. ESPN, sit your asses down. NFL, sit your asses down. None of y'all can say anything about tomorrow's game because every one of you carny jagoffs sat here and actually, yes, I'm using a Pennsylvania line. I'm sorry. Not really. But every last one of you carny jagoffs sat here and picked Minnesota to beat the Rams, not by a little, but by at least double digits. And I'm pretty sure y'all are going to do the same thing tomorrow with the Eagles. It's going to come to that big realization that, how do I put this nicely? Jimmy Uso actually said it best. What happens if you lose? Sorry, I had to put a little bass into it just a little bit.
Well, you know what Ric Flair said, right?
To beat a man, you got to beat the man?
Yep.
And fact is, if we can hold Saquon Barkley in check, and I said this morning on the Aftermath Game Day, I feel like that's going to be the case. Because that's the biggest thing for me, is the fact that Saquon is the offense. With all due respect to A.J. Brown, he's a big part of it. I think he's getting a raw end, a bad end of the deal. I feel like the guy from Dan Lebatard, who basically was running his mouth, needs to know his damn role and shut his damn mouth because he's an idiot. He's a village idiot.
Yeah.
But I also got to go to the point of where A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts now on the same page, unstoppable. Devontae. I was high on this guy a few years ago when his ass got drafted, and I was hyped about this kid. I'm still hyped about this kid. He's probably going to literally be that X factor that nobody should know of. But Saquon Barkley is going to come down to him. On top of that, on the flip side, Cooper Kupp didn't get utilized as much in Minnesota, but Puka Nacua was. I think that defense is probably going to be fun. I think that defense is going to be focused on that. I think, honestly, this defensive battle will happen. But on top of that, I also feel that as good as y'all defense is, the Rams defense can be just right there. Younger, hungrier, faster. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout. I still feel like the Eagles will win it, but I don't believe that it's going to be winning by a giant blowout like everybody's saying it's going to be. And tonight was some improve. On any given day, any given Sunday, every dog has its day. I hope the Rams do it, but I'm not going to feel bad if they don't. The fact that they got into the playoffs, got to the division, got this far, I'm just as happy about that.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen with the Eagles tomorrow, because the one thing is when you're in the snow like that, when the defensive backs are trying to run backwards, they don't know where, they're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place. The wide receivers are going to be cut and everything like that. I think the Eagles may open up the passing game a little bit at the beginning of the game just to give them something to think about before they give it to Barkley 100 times.
So they're basically going to swerve when they drive, basically?
Probably, yeah. Yeah. But if you think about it, I think it was the Pittsburgh game. Everybody was complaining how the Eagles weren't passing the ball. They were passing the ball left and right at the beginning of the game. I think we could see something like that because I don't think there's going to be too much snow on the ground at the start of the game. It's going to be towards the second half where the snow is really going to be a problem.
So what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Honestly, I guess that's the biggest question because I had heard. I know that you had already said it was going to be like a snow game, but is it slated to be snowing pretty much all day tomorrow on Broad Street in South Philly?
Going to start around noon. Be about 36. So, the fans liquoring up won't have to trudge through 6 inches of snow at 12 noon.
It's probably still good.
And it's going to get colder as the game goes on. It'll be about 30 degrees when the game is over.
That's it? Only 30 degrees?
But it's going to be windy. They're saying potential whiteout conditions.
I think we need to introduce them to some Colorado weather, some of that Rocky Mountain weather, because maybe I am truly a hybrid. Because 30 degrees and windy, that sounds like a Monday in my neck of the woods right now. Maybe it's just me.
And the way that the storm is right now,
right?
It all depends upon the track because they were saying that the heaviest band of the snowfall, and I know I'm getting nerdy meteorological with
no, like honestly, you're there.
The heaviest stuff was supposed to be north and west of the city.
Right.
But now they're bringing it a little bit closer to the city. A little bit closer.
See, this is gonna be that biggest thing for me. The weather is at the Eagles' advantage. The precipitation in the Eagles' advantage. The atmosphere, Eagles' advantage. Take that top off of Ford Field. We probably would have had the same thing in Detroit. We haven't had the top seeds fall, but we knew the NFC was the most competitive out of the two conferences. No matter what the AFC says, the NFC is the most competitive conference. We just got that proven tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We got it proven last week when a team that needed the last week to get in is literally a heartbeat away from going to the Super Bowl. I'm picturing it in my head. Washington and Buffalo?
Didn't we have that before? Didn't we
Ain't
have
this
that
possible?
before?
Yes, we had it before. We had Philly and Kansas City in the Super Bowl two.
Mhm.
We see how well that worked. And Jalen Hurts has no excuse for that one. Sometimes the tush push doesn't work well, especially when you got Saquon in the backfield. Don't pull a Seahawk. But I digress.
And don't do a tush push the way Washington did tonight. Even though it wasn't technically a tush push,
What would you call it? Was it like a stank push?
it wasn't even that. It was a let me block my own guy from pitching it to Jaden Daniels.
We don't know what to call it. This is how crazy it was. The fact that the entire country was on Detroit's corner because we're all blue collar guys and we wanted the blue collar team to win this thing because we figured the best team to take down the Chiefs was the blue collar team. Now we got another blue collar team. Wasn't the one we wanted, but it's still at least worth the price of admission. Not going to take anything away from Washington. Hellified, good job tonight. You guys got the job done. You got the win. You got the victory. But it was at the Lions' expense. I'm certain that most likely Eminem is probably going to have a burn rap, a burn song for Washington tonight because that's just what he does.
Yep.
But damn. Actually, I'm gonna make myself a quick drink, and you know what? I'm gonna actually pick something. I'm actually pull something up for you because I kind of like being. I feel like being that guy. If you feel like laughing, and I'm sure you do because you always do. Let's go. I'm gonna actually sit here and do a little bit of something for you because, quite frankly, you need it. I need you to laugh about something, and I'm gonna let you have this one. I'm gonna step off and say, remember myself a quick drink. If I'm not back before this time frame hits, well, you already know what to do there, Joe.
Yep.
I'll be back momentarily.
Welcome to the NFC East meeting. Wild card weekend. That's how you win a playoff game, cowgirls.
I really like your outfit, Cowboys.
It looks good. Am I supposed to be impressed with you guys beating the Bucks and Packers? Both those teams are mid at best.
What happened last year when you played the Packers in the playoffs?
Were they mid then too? Everyone wants to play us like it's their Super Bowl.
Don't worry, though. You'll be out next week when you play the Rams.
Yeah.
And what about us?
You're definitely losing to the Lions. Your lucky streak's ending soon.
Speaking of things ending, why did you guys let go of Mike McCarthy?
I'm actually sad. I'm gonna miss good old Michael.
Me too.
I'm pretty sure he has a winning record against everyone here.
And yet, no Super Bowls, no NFC Championship, not even an appearance.
In fact, you couldn't even make the playoffs this year.
I think you guys should get Dion to be the next head coach.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Do it.
Then you can trade us Dak for the 3rd overall pick.
Why would we do that, Giants? We'd have over $100 million in dead cap.
Well, then hopefully you can take Shadur Sanders, and then you'll have a father coaching his son.
Giants, we're not gonna trade Dak just so Dion can coach his son.
I just always wanted to trade for Rondé Barber. It would have been so cool if two twins were on the same team.
Okay.
They could switch positions, and no one would even know. Crazy.
I think the crazy thing is I actually showed up for this meeting wearing this.
It looks good on you.
You feel like one of us yet? No. I still treat people with respect. Y'all see what that Eagles fan did in the stands? Yeah, that was crazy.
I was really disappointed seeing that.
Hey, I don't condone that either. Really, Eagles. Really. Yeah, I'm being serious. There's a difference between trash talking and being disrespectful. And how do you know the difference? Ask your mother. Nah, but in all seriousness, that guy's a clown. He's already been banned.
Good for you, Eagles.
Nah, I'm still skeptical. You breed these people by the way you act. We breed champions. Something you won't have to worry about for a long time. I honestly can't believe we made it this far. Like, why not us? Why can't we go all the way? Because you're playing the Lions.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Eagles played the Commies to go to the Super Bowl?
That's not the adjective I would use. I don't think you guys have to worry about that one. Yeah, I really don't see how the Eagles can beat the Rams. I agree, Commies. You need to be worrying about who your next coach is going to be. Ben Johnson or bust. Please, you will get Kellen Moore after we win the Super Bowl and you will like it. No, I won't, and we better not.
Are you sure you don't want to trade us, Dak?
Yes, bro. We're not trading Dak.
I didn't want Dak anyways. It was a test. And you passed.
They failed the regular season, though. Lock it up now. Because after next week, we're all going to be on equal ground. Eliminated from the playoffs. You want to bet? think I'm done with bets this year. Meeting adjourned. Left hand up. Go Birds. I'm a grown man.
What a beautiful thing.
You're welcome. I figured you'd get a kick out of that one. I was going to do the all-in one, but I kind of figured Cowboys fans might get a little upset because I said all-in.
Yeah, there's another one. There's a guy, I think it's Brand Walker or something like that. He had this week the Eliminated Quarterbacks Club meeting. I would have to find it. I wouldn't even know where to.
Yeah. Let me see. Eliminated quarterback. I think I may have just found it. Let me see. Because I actually went, oh, I know this guy. And since TikTok's been banned, it does kind of sit here and make it a little bit more interesting. I like this guy. This guy was one of my favorites. I actually saw him on TikTok, and I figured since we're doing all this crazy stuff, all right. And yeah, we're going to, yeah, we're doing it. Just because you did it there, Joe. This one's on you. Okay. And this thing will probably get updated probably on Monday, but at least up to this point, let's have some fun with it, folks, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, I should take a moment out of this one. Benchwarmer Brand presents us with the Eliminated QB Club for 2025.
I can't believe this is happening. I really cost myself tens of millions of dollars over the last 2 weeks.
Hey, don't worry, man. You're still going to trick the Raiders or Browns into giving you a giant contract that they'll regret almost immediately.
You really think so?
Of course. Those franchises are incompetent.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
No problem. And no offense, but at least no one's really surprised that you bottomed out, unlike If Man over there. Why do people keep calling me If Man? Because people keep pretending you're elite even though you're basically a lame superhero whose only power is getting people to believe you'll be elite if certain hypothetical conditions are met, and because you look like that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Right. Well, it seems like you might be losing your powers after this weekend anyway, because people are having a real hard time defending you. Yeah, it's kind of hard to push the not Justin's fault agenda when you throw 4 picks. Why are you on your high horse? Hi, Bronco. Whatever, you didn't play that well either. Yeah, but I wasn't supposed to make it this far to begin with, so it doesn't matter. For guys like Russ and me, expectations were pretty low, so it wasn't hard to exceed them. Broncos country. Does that mean we're friends? My team is still paying you more than they're paying me, so no. Okay, well, just wait till next year, because if I get some better weapons...
Ah, he said it! He said the line.
It is pretty crazy you ended up having the worst performance of the weekend after the disaster class that Jordan and I put on. Oh yeah, what was your problem? Toyota-thon's over. What the f*** does that have to do with anything? Honestly, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I can't believe this is happening. I really cost myself tens of millions of dollars over the last 2 weeks.
Hey, don't worry, man. You're still going to trick the Raiders or Browns into giving you a giant contract that they'll regret.
The second time there.
What the hell is a Toyota got doing anything?
I'm not sure either.
Like, what?
It's like some of the jokes I come up with. It's like, where the hell did that come from?
Unbelievable. So, we spent the majority of the show talking about Rams and Eagles. Do you want to talk about the game that everybody's going to be talking about?
Sure.
After you, sir.
Well, weather's going to be a factor, but Baltimore's in the cold too, so it's not like it's the Chargers going to Buffalo. So weather, we can cancel that out here. What I would say, what Buffalo has to do to win, they have to stop Henry, plain and simple. They can't let him run for 200 yards, get a 60, 70-yard run or anything like that. And Buffalo needs to get the ball down the field a couple times early on.
See, here's this, and maybe this is just me, but one of the biggest things I learned from this was that, and I actually can thank Chisel the Adonis for this one. And I don't know if you've ever seen Chisel the Adonis' clips,
No,
but we go help you out with that one because, well. The last time that Derrick Henry met up with the Buffalo Bills, and those who have seen this show kind of know that I'm kind of that guy that will sit here and throw some stuff out there. That being said, I want you to be able to just take a good, hard, long-lasting look at, well, this.
And off to Derrick Henry running towards his left.
Come here.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
Somebody Wait a minute! You thought I was done with my isolated video? Josh Norman was murdered on the football field, and although there was offsetting penalties that erased this play from history, we saw it with our eyes, and it will live on through the film. This man came on the football field and had his soul evicted from his body. Man got thrown away like a zygote at the conclusion of an abortion. Payne must have been playing Madden because he hit him with the almighty push, then utilized the almighty pull, and then pushed his bitch ass again. Josh Norman was getting manhandled in Carolina, burnt and beat in Washington, and then came to Buffalo and officially became a member of Bill's Mafia. Man's got thrown around like an insubordinate child, thrown around like a child going through numerous houses in foster care.
Round 1. Fight. Finish him! Almighty push. Brutality. Flawless victory. Impressive.
Wouldn't
let that shit happen.
I kind of figured in my head you would get a kick out of it, only because of the fact that, well, it's Derrick Henry has been practically, how do I put it away? He's been basically making the Bills his baby, his illegitimate love child, since his 10 days in Tennessee. Now he gets a chance to do it with the playoffs on the line, a shot at the AFC Championship, a shot to actually take down Kansas City, which, again, we're all hoping for it. We're all expecting it. We all want it to happen. But this right here, I want to see Derrick Henry win a Super Bowl before he retires. The kid has deserved this. The man has deserved that. That is a grown man. As good as Josh Allen claims to be, Derrick Henry is as good as we claim him to be. That's just an accurate thing. Containing Derrick Henry, you are right about that. Derrick Henry, you have to contain Derrick Henry in order for any shot to basically sit here and play against Kansas City. But I just don't see Buffalo doing it. Buffalo relies on Josh Allen. They thrive on Josh Allen. When Josh Allen's on his A game, yeah, he is the MVP caliber quarterback, which is ironic because he's also from Wyoming, and that's neither here nor there. But the thing is that Josh Allen versus Derrick Henry, even with Zay Flowers possibly not playing tomorrow, nah. Because you still got Lamar Jackson to deal with. You still got Derrick Henry to deal with. Those are two figures you don't want on the same team in the same field. And the fact is that we'll probably tomorrow be seeing volleyballs, probably seeing beach balls, probably be seeing appendages that desperate housewives like to carry in their purses. We might see all of that. We might see a couple of rabbits. Might see a couple of red rockets. But I don't see a Bills win on this because Josh Allen will do what Josh Allen does. He will put the entire game in his lap, and that will be the downfall again for the Bills, as it has been. Because Josh Allen's been here for a bit. Patrick Mahomes has been here for a bit. Lamar Jackson's been here for a bit. Who has Josh Allen been able to beat to get to a Super Bowl? None of them. So, as good as Josh Allen is, give Josh Allen the MVP trophy. Aaron Rodgers kind of needed that one when he wasn't, before he was a member of the New York Jobbers. So, in fairness, you might as well give him that so that way he can feel better about himself. Because that's as close he's going to get to a trophy that has the words MVP in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the MVP. I mean, you got to give it to him.
To who?
To Josh Allen.
Nah.
You don't think there's fatigue with Lamar Jackson winning the MVP?
I think honestly, this has become, like I said this morning, it has become a four-player race. It's pretty much between Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley, the four biggest names in the NFL right now. I feel like Derrick Henry, he get the MVP basically if posterizing was a thing. If it basically was the Michael Jordan MVP award, Derrick Henry win that regardless. Saquon, 2,000 yards this year, a huge feat that is rarely done. If he had broke that record, he'd probably be the front runner for an MVP.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's numbers have actually improved from his MVP performance from last year. Josh Allen has not put up these MVP-like caliber numbers this year, but if it wasn't for Josh Allen, the Bills would not be who would be who we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
They would be ass. But you throw in Amari Cooper, you throw his ass in there, and yes, you have a good shot. But I honestly feel like you got James Cook and you got Amari Cooper. That's the two biggest names you have right there on the Bills. Yes, they have some pretty good wide receivers. I'm not taking anything away from Buffalo and the way they performed here so far this season. But the fact remains is that in the end, Josh Allen, and I said this then, I'll say this now. Josh Allen is Jalen Hurts if Jalen Hurts did not have a tan. If Jalen Hurts was as white as you, that is who Josh Allen is. Nothing against Josh Allen. It's good to see basically a quarterback who's basically as white as you and as white as Tebow. By the way, congratulations on that on your first child, Tebow. Wish you and your wife the best of luck. But on top of that, when I look at this, I look at that team as a whole. The Eagles are more than Jalen Hurts. You and I both know this. The Rams are more than Cooper Kupp. We know this. Hell, even the Commanders, they are more than Jaden Daniels right now. They just Detroit and just beat them defensive wise.
Mm-hmm.
What, 3-4 interceptions tonight? So I got friends too. Even now, the Ravens or Lamar, they have Derrick Henry. They have, in honor of you, Rocket Reese, I know you're watching somewhere. Oh, Henry. All right. You would have to be there to see it. You see the videos. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You see the shows. But when it comes down to it, it's more than Derrick Henry. It's more than Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers is a big emphasis in that Ravens team. It's going to come down to basically what are the Ravens going to do without Zay Flowers on Sunday. And honestly, can the Bills do it without having to rely on Josh Allen? That's going to be those big questions they got to have with that. Because this is, as much as the MVP trophy has already been proven, the problem is that you give it to Josh Allen, you're practically giving him a participation trophy. You're saying that he will not go to the Super Bowl and won't win it. Been there, done that. That's what it comes down to for Josh. Josh wants that Super Bowl. Lamar wants that Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson hasn't even been to the Super Bowl, and he wants it. Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl, could not get it done. He wants it. Mahomes, same scenario, same song and dance. Been there, done that, wants to get that three-peat. He wants to make history. Matthew Stafford, he's been to the dance. He knows what it feels like. He wants it. He's hungry for it. I'm looking forward to it. Jay Daniels, this is a kid. This is an LSU kid. I'm not going to sit here and say that, well, he's an LSU kid, so LSU doesn't deserve to sit here and play the same. Are you crazy? Jay Daniels is playing like Jay Daniels and Dan Quinn, best 1-2 punch in football right now. So when it comes down to it, there's only one question that has to be asked. If you are a betting man, which I know you are, who you taking? You gonna think Baltimore's 1-2 punch, or are you gonna think that somehow, some way, Josh Allen sends that home crowd home happy? We already saw one home crowd that's probably gonna be starting a riot. Probably has already started a riot, as far as we know, in the Motor City.
First question I have is, what does the script say?
What does the script say?
I mean, I'm joking around because Jason Kelsey asked Roger Goodell that last night as well.
I think, honestly, I would go to Tom Grossi for my scripts because he has a pretty good script writing going on. And thank you for at least sitting here and having that, because this morning it was perfect. It was perfect and necessary. So it was fantastic to have that. The biggest thing for me, if the script is worked the right way, the script feels like it needs another upset. We already had one with Washington beat Detroit. It needs another upset. The question is is it going to be all NFC upsets, or are we going to actually have an upset in AFC? Because right now, the ball's in Buffalo's court. You're at home. You got a chance to win this thing. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. I mean, the question is if it's the Baltimore Buffalo game, which side winning is the upset? Because technically, even though the line says Baltimore -1, or either side is it an upset?
I feel like Buffalo beating Baltimore would be the bigger upset, only because of the fact that Derrick Henry signed with Baltimore for the chance to win a Super Bowl. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing when it comes down to it. To put it as bluntly as I can, I usually don't have Terramana. And yes, I have a bottle of that in my office.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rock, for that suggestion. That is some pretty good tequila, just so we're clear. But when it came down to it for me, I think Buffalo beating Baltimore would be bigger because of the fact we're talking about Lamar Jackson having a massive MVP-like performance, number one. Number two, Derrick Henry probably playing his best ball, knowing full well that he's basically been going head-to-head with Saquon Barkley. So the biggest thing for me has to be Buffalo beating Baltimore. I feel like it's going to be the bigger upset because of the fact that Buffalo, you don't hear about anybody else but Josh Allen. That's all you hear from Buffalo.
True.
But it's the other game that gets people's attention. And the reason being is because they all paid attention to tonight's game between Washington and Detroit. They did. As much as AJ's going to say he did not pay attention, he did. As much as my brother's not going to pay attention to the game, say he's not paying attention to the game, he did. As much as our peoples will say they weren't watching the game tonight, I was literally at the airport while this game was going on, and I made it back in time to watch this one. This is what it comes down to in every sense of the word. That I'm sorry. We have some breaking news courtesies of NFL's Adam Schefter. And no, it's actually funny. Unless you're a fan of quote-unquote America's team. With Washington's win tonight, every NFC team other than the Dallas Cowboys now will have played in the conference championship game going back to the 1996 season. Adam Schefter got jokes tonight, folks. I love this. Adam Schefter is on one tonight. And the crazy part is that Schefter used to live in Colorado, and I used to be able to listen to him every single morning before he got with the NFL Network. So him being able to do that is some funny-ish.
Yeah.
But what are you expecting? Like, you got Buffalo against Baltimore, you got the Rams against Philly. Who are you? Are you? I know you basically made your picks a week ago. Are you still set on those picks, or you feel like you want to do a little change?
I'm all in.
I'm sorry, did you just say you're all in? Hey, don't look at me crazy. I didn't make this up. He just said he's all in.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. 2 years ago.
Yep.
I had the Eagles at 20-1 to win the Super Bowl. I could have cashed out and gotten $500-600 on Super Bowl Sunday. I went all in.
Sorry.
Let me tell you, I do not do future wagers like that at the start of the year like I do.
Right.
I did it 3 times in the last 4 or 5 years. Tampa Bay Rays in 2020 for the World Series, they lose in Game 6. Phillies 2022 World Series, lost in Game 6 to the Astros. Then the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, they lose. So I get that close. It's just that I can't get over the top.
I mean, it would make sense on this one, and I think I picked this morning, and obviously I'm 1-1. I'm okay with that. It's better.
I'm
It's
0-2.
it's
I'm
honestly
0-2 from Jersey.
0-2.
Mm-hmm.
You were hoping for the Strauss to get it done.
I thought it would be a 1-score game that Kansas City would win.
Was it a 1-score game? Or am I just losing?
9 points. I was getting 8.5 as of Thursday night.
Well, I feel like you need something to laugh about. Actually, I did. I gave you something to laugh about, but I'm gonna give you something else to laugh about.
Okay.
So, you being an Eagles fan, and since we're all in the era of AI now, I think maybe you might actually get a kick out of this too. And
I think I've seen this, but go ahead.
Oh, let's find out.
Play it anyway. Play it anyway.
Just to make people laugh their ass off. I'll tell you that. So, we were kind of wondering why Jerry Jones had sat here and fired Mike McCarthy. And since the Cowboys want to be relevant in the postseason, we decided to give them their due. So, Jerry Jones, you're in the spotlight. Please tell us why the hell you fired Mike McCarthy.
I fired Mike McCarthy because he looks like a fucking pork chop. And I hate that big-ass play call sheet he holds during games. We all know it's a Perkins menu. I'm not even sure we need a coach. Hell, maybe we already have a coach in mind. Maybe he's sitting right in front of you, half drunk on Johnny Walker Blue with only an Egg McMuffin in his belly and a pocket full of Dinger pills. Maybe he's 82 fucking years old and needs his ass wiped from time to time, depending on how much Salisbury steak he's ate. Look, I'm going to do things my way, and my way is fucking terrible. But if you don't like it, then tough titty said the kitty, but the milk kept coming. Listen, I'm never going to die, motherfuckers. I drink 8 ounces of hog's blood every day, and I'm a vampire feeding off mass disappointment. So learn how to accept meaningless primetime games forever. What I'm looking for in our next head coach is someone that values analytics and also someone that lets me take he and his wife to a Hojo's and sit in the cuck chair.
I don't even know how I can feel about that, but
I'm sorry. This was Andy Reid before he won a Super Bowl.
You seriously have a menu in your office right now? Are you kidding me?
I only have it because of the fact that it got delivered to my apartment.
I literally have this feeling I will, if I can get an IHOP menu, I think I will feel right as rain because of it. Just for the simple reason that it's an IHOP menu and might make it fun and enjoyable. I'm getting daggers from over here because somebody is trying to find. When they sit here and they basically decide to sit here and actually cancel TikTok, it kind of put a depletion on everybody else to the point where my dog is even like bored as hell because she wants to be able to actually sit here and go on TikTok too. I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry.
Aww.
I'm sorry they ruined TikTok.
Aww.
I know. I'm sorry. They suck. They suck. It's okay. But you're set on yours. So you're set that basically it'll be Philly and Buffalo?
Yep.
So.
Even though that goes against my Super Bowl pick. Because it's also a revenge game. It's also a revenge game from that Week 4 ass kicking they took.
Well, let's be honest here. I mean, I want to be able. I want to see Baltimore versus Kansas City. I want to see Baltimore be able to go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs did not impress me in the game against Houston, which they didn't. I don't think they did a damn thing to actually sit here and actually have people sit here and go, "Hey, you know what? Let's sit here and actually make ourselves good." Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it didn't work out very well. I don't see it really working out very well, and in fairness, it's still one of those things of where I can't. I can't. I want to, but no, it's just not going to happen. I see Baltimore facing Kansas City, but then I also go to the point where, as I said, not a homer pick, and I said this morning. If the Rams can contain Saquon, I see the Rams having a fighting chance. If Washington can sit here and actually contain Sonic, Knuckles, and practically the entire high-octane offense, you know what? I like the concept. Philly versus Washington, I think just to piss off Cowboys fans, amazing. Love it. Worth the price of admission. I won't be able to see it because I'm pretty sure I will still be I will actually still be out at work when it happens. However, when it comes to it, if I get the chance to, I'd like to see the Rams take on. I'd like to see the Rams host the Commanders. I want to see that. I like to.
I'll let you know one thing. If the Eagles do win, I got a 7:15 flight from West Palm Beach to come back to Philly so I can be home in time for the game.
Are you sure you want to make that flight?
If it means me having my team in the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah,
but if something were to happen and the Eagles lose, yeah, I'm getting that 3 p.m. flight.
Table dances, I think, are like during happy hour right at time. It's like half off.
Well, the reason why I got a Sunday flight because I'm off on Monday. But I don't like flying on Sundays when I have to go back to work the next day. So I took a floating holiday on Monday.
Okay.
Next week. So
you can pretty much sit here, you and Nick can pretty much sit here because Nick needs all the happy hour he can get because he's a Jobbers fan. He's a New York Jobbers fan. He's got to deal with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't even drink.
You don't got to drink. You can just sit here and just get a lap dance like everybody else.
Yeah, true. Or I can go. Let me pull this up here, but keep talking while I'm pulling it up for you.
I'm just straight up there saying, if you basically find yourself in West Palm Beach, Florida, and you happen to either be an Eagles fan, a Bills fan, a Ravens fan, or a Rams fan, and your team happens to lose, maybe, just maybe, hit one of those local adult clubs that's in West Palm Beach. Sadly, I never got to actually go to one while I was in West Palm Beach, but then again, I also was a younger pup, and it was before I was married, so that may have a hand in why I can't really go to those anymore, unless my better half is with me, and considering how many times I've pissed her off, at least just in this podcast, I have to make it up to her. So,
now,
ladies,
what I might be able to do if my flight is on time because it lands at like 10:30 in the morning, there's a train that goes from the airport to Center City. I can get it like a couple blocks. I can get off a couple of blocks away from where my office is, which I haven't been in 4 years because I work from home. And I can go here before the game if I really wanted to.
Oh boy, I can already see how this is going to turn out. All right, let's see it. Let me actually take this off real quick, and let me put this up. Oh, where by chance is this it?
This is in Chinatown, Philadelphia, Center City.
Why do I feel like I'm turning Japanese? I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. No. Try me the good one. Try me the good one. Joe, you gonna get me in trouble. No, we're not making that shit happen. No.
No, I've never been. I have never been there. Don't intend to be there because I'll tell you why.
Why?
The day I go in there is the day they get fucking busted.
If they're all you know what? No. That's a conversation we'll probably need to have off camera just for the hell of it. Because usually we have Reese here or Don Juan or both, and they're usually our fall guys for this madness. But I'm trying to be nice. Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
my buddy's got bail money ready for the Gulfstream trip.
Okay, OT, go ahead and watch that fight. Let us know how that turns out. Yes, folks, if you haven't been catching it, UFC is actually going down tonight. I literally have run out of shiznit to sit here and say I got it all out of my system, no less. And that's the part that actually gets me the most. Is that usually I have a lot to say, but I think I got it all out of my system. I think I've already said, bitch slap some refs. First chance I get. I believe even Tom sat here and warned a couple of his refs that I was going to be sitting here paying them a little visit, and now they're all in hiding. I don't know what Tom Grossi did, but apparently in his screenwriter, he did sit here and give them a forewarning that I might be paying a visit. I don't know what happened, but it happened. Joe, I know that basically you got some things going, but what's the you got some final thoughts for this one? Because I'm almost sure I'm not going to be in this thing until after. I think I'll be at the tail end of the Baltimore Buffalo game before I actually go on. I might do one tomorrow just for the fun of it. But what do you have coming up on tap? Bleacher Brothers wise, JQ wise, what you got for me?
Well, I'm off tomorrow. I'll be sitting here watching a game and probably watching somebody stream at the same time and taking mental notes for my show on Monday night. I'm back on Monday at 9 o'clock. Monday and Tuesday is at 9. Wednesday is at 10 o'clock unless Chef Tom and his show cancel out like they did last week. So I'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. I'm on my way to Florida on Thursday. And then Saturday, we are going to be live from Gulfstream Park for 6 hours from 12 to 6, covering the races that day, the Pegasus World Cup.
If you happen to go on that one, do not be surprised if you happen to see. Send me the link to that mofo because I will join that one just so that way we got the band somewhat together from West Coast to East Coast. Why the hell not? It's been a while since we actually been able to do that.
Yeah.
I believe at this very point we've pretty much already decided, at least aftermath wise, we're probably moving aftermath to the to possibly the Thursday slot or the playoff slot, depending on what we're going to do. I know we're going to do the playoff push for Fridays because it seems to work well for me because it gives me the days off. Let's have some fun. So we're probably going to be doing that one. And as far as UFL wise, we'll probably be doing that on Thursday. UFL preview show, I believe we have coming up. I believe it's going to be about the week of the Super Bowl. But just for everybody's sake, there will be no more aftermath shows on Tuesday, only because of the fact that even this crazy Deadpool looking mofo has to sit here and be able to recover. Sorry, but eventually it has to sit here and happen. I'm not pretty much a crazy guy all the time, but I want to have some fun and enjoy myself. I want to have some actual one-on-one quality time with my missus because she gets a little pissed when I don't. Tell me I'm telling lies. That's what I thought. That one. But we will have ourselves a show on Monday night, and we'll probably be at the tail end of the national championship game. I want to at least be able to sit here and have to end Anarchy on a good note and be able to get ourselves ready for the next round. And who knows? This may not be the last show that Joe and I be able to sit here and do. Obviously, not going to sit here and turn down Rocket Reese for this any way, shape, or form. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Rocket Reese obviously is out on assignment. I happen to be at the right place at the right time to just go crazy. But what the hell? Let's just have some fun. Joe, let's do this again sometime.
Anytime.
But on behalf of Joe Quills, who I don't know if I can really sit here and say that you're Rocket Reese because you got more hair than Rocket Reese.
Well, it's getting there.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice on this one, but if you want to go there, we'll go there with that one. But folks, on behalf of Joe Quills, on behalf of Bleacher Brothers, on behalf of Team Collision, this is El Capitan Sport, the Captain Ron Johnson. It's been fun. It's been joy. Thanks everybody who actually came out and had some fun with us, had some laughs, had some shenanigans. Please make him actually lose that shirt tomorrow. Rams, I'm talking to y'all.
Well, I got my lucky shirt playing for tomorrow.
That's okay. I got my jersey in the back. If I could find my Aaron Donald jersey, I would be wearing that tomorrow to work. But I have to order up a new one, and that probably won't happen until probably a couple of weeks.
I need a replacement shirt in a couple of weeks.
Replacement shirt, Negro. You guys would be lucky if you could get into the damn Super Bowl the way Washington's playing. They killed y'all the last time. I just put that out there. They killed might be a little light, but they did whoop that trick. So I'm just
yeah.
I told you I'm not gonna play nice. Sports Karma.
That's okay.
Sports Karma isn't done yet, and I hope you guys had just a good night. Joe, again, thanks so much for stepping in and having yourself some fun. I greatly appreciate it being on Shout It Down, especially on the last minute. It was fun. It was enjoyable. And let's just be honest, folks. This is what Bleacher Bros is all about. We're all about sitting here trying to have some fun. We're all about trying to sit here and have some people go crazy. And quite frankly, anytime that you get Joe and I in here for us to sit here and have some fun, do some shenanigans, let us do what we do best. Check out Joe's show because he will be doing it again. What? Tomorrow night, right?
Monday night.
Monday night.
And my buddy Mike will be on the other side of the table here.
So to put it as nice as possible, you might see all of us go a little crazy. And who knows? You might get lucky enough to sit here and actually get 2 shows at one time from East Coast, West Coast. We try to sit here and help everybody out. Let's have some fun with this one. Joe, again, thanks for the fun.
Thank you for having me.
Always great seeing you, my good nephew. Behave yourself. Take your ass to bed. You need it, especially with all this MVP Purdy for MVP trophy stuff. It's just insanity. Folks, this has been the captain. That's Joe Quills. This has been the Aftermath. This has been El Capitan. And AJ, if you're listening, we ain't done yet. Well, I'm not done yet. You might be, but we still want that smoke. Have a good night, folks. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the last parts. We finally find out who's going to be the NFC Championship game. Until then, I'm going to actually just do it just for Reese because he's not here at this moment. I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang!
You're talking to the Rolex. Diamond ring. Hit stealing. Wheeler dealing. Limousine right.
Bottles and bitches believe me back in business. The shit I be smoking is highly recommended. This all of my niggas pushing the limit. Mile high got me over here in the fight.
Been around the mission to knock the pillars of this industry on their ass. We ain't reading history books anymore, baby. We writing them. This is what you call a paradigm shift.
Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Your balls are made of pussy.
Let me tell you something. Me and you, one-on-one, no one else around. I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum.
And if you don't, you are going to get your fucking head kicked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now,
The Trill Triple OG, but be it, I'm still repping UGK for life. You know I had to come and rep with my boy Swerve and my boy Flash. It's really going down.
Garbage top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. If you hit me, you lost your mind. Top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. If you hit me, you lost your mind.
Man, look who linked back up with Swerve. Getting back to that bully business, the OG. Last time it was low key. This time I'm fully in this, and we ain't taking no shorts. We ain't giving no passes. This time we ain't teaching.